Marathon coming soon. I think it said like 15 minutes. So, yeah, it should be on the hour. Announcement. Hans, how are you already in the chat? How? And tweet or anything? How are you there? How are you there? Alright. Hopefully this is interesting. I don't know. I'm up. I was gonna watch it anyway. Might as well do a little stream for it. We'll see. I don't think there's any audio. Yeah, I'll turn the actual audio on when the thing actually starts because it's kind of hurting my ears. The music, don't really like it. So wait till the actual thing starts and they're talking or an actual trailer is playing. We'll listen to that. For now, just chill. Got like 15 minutes. We boot up a Flash game or something. They emulate all these Flash games online, right? They do. What do I want to play? Gold Miner. That's a classic. Stick RPG. Let's play that. Top games. Dang. There's a bunch of new ones. It's cool they kept these all up. Yeah, so hoping this Bungie game's decent. Decent. Hopefully. Would be nice. Apparently it's not going to be playable today, from what I was reading. Okay, I'm not going to play anything. I'll just wait. Apparently. What's up? What's up, Hurry? How you doing? Apparently, it's not playable today. They're just going to give out alpha keys. And the alpha is NDA'd, apparently. Not great. Would be nice to have a new game that like came out right now. But hey, hopefully it doesn't take too long for it to come out, because if it comes in the fall, that's way too late. There's gonna be a lot more games competing for your time in the fall compared to right now. Right now would be a perfect time to actually launch a game, because there's nothing else out and nothing coming out for a while. Everyone waits till like end of summer. Having a game in the summer that's good is good for that game usually. I think PUBG launched in the spring. That came out. I think kind of dumb launching your game in the fall with every other game that on the planet. I am finally ready to escape Tarkov. I don't think these people are going to be escaping Tarkov anytime soon. I don't think that's what this game is going to be. It might take playtime away from people that would be playing Tarkov, but I don't think it'll be the same. Hopefully something like it. What is that message? Like a bits thing? The cat badge is cool. I got the cat badge. That cat badge is only available for like a day, right? Like I think it's available for like 24 hours and it's gone. And Twitch badges usually don't come back ever. So I wish I got the H1Z1 one back in the day when that game was popular. That would have been a cool badge to have. Never got that, sadly. I see people with it every once in a while. It's a really rare badge on Twitch. You had to buy like a loot box in H1Z1 to get it. $10. I think it's 10 minutes, right? Yes, a little more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go. I've never played any Destiny to any extent, so I'll probably play Marathon. So my first Bungie game since Halo Reach, I think. Yeah, I haven't played a Bungie game since Reach for any amount of time. I've tried Destiny a bit, but couldn't really get into it. Oh, is the guy talking? Oh, he's not talking.
Full reveal to go ahead and show you some Marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the Marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tac shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
We're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see
phrasing it?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
I am great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking. Obviously, here working in video games, it's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Things I haven't done before, huh?
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up
playing
the
original games, I never played them.
So much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to
seeing
get
it get revived
anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig
long
into
in the
as they learn
future
more about Marathon? We've
into a completely different genre. That'd be annoying.
But any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right. Well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all too for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Interesting. It's a tac shooter. I wonder how it's a console game, so it's not gonna be that good, but as far as like tac shooting stuff goes, because you only got so many buttons on a controller, right? So you can't really do anything crazy. Let's see. See what they do with that. Type in the chat. People have been typing codes in the chat like crazy. What's up, Cletus? Time to be disappointed? Yeah. Console or mobile? Yeah, it's a console game. It's on PC too. It'll be a console focused game though. This Bungie's a console developer. I think they're owned by PlayStation. So that gives you any idea. Sony owns them. It'll be a console game. So it's not going to be like Tarkov. It's not going to be anything like Tarkov because Tarkov wouldn't work on a console. Straight up. People are expecting it to be that, but it can't because it has to be played on a PlayStation. With this has to be able to play it, and this can't play Tarkov. So people have wild expectations for it. I imagine it's gonna be more like oh, what's that one game that got canceled because there was like too many cheaters in it, and the developers shut it down. It was an extraction game, kind of like set in space. I forget what it was called. I never played it, but is this gonna be next Destiny? No, this is gonna be PvP only. Not Destiny. Destiny's PvE, right? This is a new thing. We don't even know what it is until we're going to see in 3 minutes here what it actually is, because when someone says extraction shooter, it means a very wide gamut of things. There's definitely a range there. It's made by the people that make Destiny though. If that's something to go off of. Why is this Twitch chat typing !, redeem, and then a code in a Twitch chat? Are they stupid? Can't redeem codes in a Twitch chat. That's how codes work. Look at these bozos. Are these bots? 2 minutes. Hopefully it's cool. I don't really have any expectations for this. Although I hope it comes out soon. If it looks cool, I hope it comes out soon. If it doesn't look cool, then I can keep it. One minute. Here we go. Marathon gameplay, finally. This game's been developed for like 6 years, so I'm expecting something. Music's better than it was before. Still not great. Tarkov soundtrack is crazy. If we're comparing. Tarkov soundtrack goes hard. This sounds like weird. I think it's supposed to sound weird. I think it's kind of the theme they're going for. I'm not a big fan about what they said about the characters in that intro thing. You're gonna have to like make a team comp or some shit. Sounds like Apex or something. Flashing light patterns. Low sensitivity. Warning. They're gonna open with a trailer. Come on, man.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game. You know, we've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another.
Just gonna refresh really quick, just make sure I'm like up to date. Sorry.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people. Some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today.
I guess we were up to date. Sometimes the Twitch thing will
take sort of all the
lag.
ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man. And
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and
why are they
film
running
to
ads
life.
on this?
Our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may
this
not
guy's
know
wearing
you or
matching
doesn't get to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so
You know, this guy
Joe
bought the
Cross,
shoes just for this.
Franchise art director of Marathon, and you know, my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of
Art
this,
director.
reimagine this IP and this this amazing game.
Good work.
And then you know,
Game
make
looks
sure
cool.
that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the sandbox, the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau City. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all.
They have a
And of course, last but
USEC instead of
exceptionally not least,
USEC.
someone who you've
which
probably
is so
seen in Bungie
weird.
Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3.
Maybe it's from the
one,
original
only
Marathon.
senior design lead here, rather, the one,
But
the
it
only
looks like
Mr.
they
Lars
scooped
Bakken.
it right out of Tarkov.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And so and that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud.
Yeah, so they are trying to.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly. But
They are
thank you all
trying
for
to do
starters all for being
Tarkov.
here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder. Do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you're here
Subscribe.
today. So go out there,
Get the
find a streamer
badge.
you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some
Or
gameplay
subscribe to
on
them.
the way coming
Goes
up very
charity,
shortly.
apparently.
We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Joe
Absolutely.
Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
I love the flat colors. Is that an MMS scanner? The fuck? What in the Black Ops 2?
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Frame rate's looking kind of low in these clips. It doesn't look that demanding. I hope it doesn't run at like terrible FPS. We already have Tarkov doing that. Wishlist. Oh my god, September! Ooh. September!
Alright, everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly.
Brother,
Marathon will be
September.
just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep
They're
an eye on
actually
your
waiting
inbox.
till.
There's no exclamation
Why do
drops
they
or
want to
anything you can
compete
do,
with
though I'm
every
sure
game
folks
that
do
is
anyway.
launching in the fall
But worry not,
with a brand new
go
IP?
ahead and do
Not a
yourself
new
favor
IP,
by
but
being
a
here
brand new
today.
game.
But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot
It's
of
functionally a
death.
new IP.
That's the first one we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some.
Are they
runners in
gonna
there.
be charging
It's
like
got some weapons in
like
there.
full price
It's
release
got
for this
some
game?
Crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the
Is that their
weapons in there.
plan?
You saw some alternate weapon action.
Is that why they're doing a Christmas launch? Because why would they want? Why would they want to launch in fall for a game like this?
Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome.
And some fun world
That's kinda
interactions
sad.
too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah,
These guys are going to be competing with Black Ops 2 Remake, Grand Theft Auto 6, new Nintendo console with new Nintendo games,
Something that our passion of our
Mario
own are, is,
Kart.
we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've
There's
all
so
enjoyed, which is this
many
kind of
things coming out in the
intense
fall.
survival-based experience where
There's a
you
new
are
Obsidian
frequently
game.
unsure of what's going to happen
coming
next,
out in
but
the
you're on
fall.
that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror
They're
story.
gonna
that's kind of
compete with all
unfolding
that,
before
huh?
you,
With an
and
extraction game.
testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, no, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So
kinda wish
when
they showed, like,
started at
HUD and
Bungie, it was on
inventory
the
and stuff.
multiplayer team, and
Because that gameplay didn't really tell you anything about the actual, like,
I really enjoy PvP.
what's happening with the
and
game.
so having to take that in the
As far as, like, looting and stuff goes, which is
game
really important.
and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see.
Should I fast
and, you know,
forward this?
obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's very
Picks.
reconnaissance-based kit, all about like
This
figuring
is all
out where
cringe.
players and enemies are in
This is
general,
all very
and punishing
cringe.
poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing, and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some
Cloak?
by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different play styles.
Go
to choose from out of the
invisible.
gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that
They
means
started
for
putting all
design
these
here?
characters in the video
it's
games
one-
because
it's
some
one
like
of our
consulting
ingredients
firm
that
found
we've sort
out
of
that
conjured up to
that
help us
when
define the
players get
visual
attached to
world,
characters, they spend more
for
money
these
on the
runners,
game,
you know,
right?
The first thing we want
So that's
to
why
make
they
sure
started
with their
putting all
visual
these characters in the
fantasy
games,
reflected the gameplay
and I hate it
fantasy,
so much.
well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world.
It's so transparent that they're
And
doing
one
it
of the
just for
sort of,
money.
constraints we've created is this idea of
Doesn't
graphic
make the game
realism.
any better.
We,
Honestly, makes
kind of
most games
reduce the
worse
amount
when they
of
put characters in
geometry.
them
We
that
limit
shouldn't
our
be there.
materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool to
That's why Call of
onboard
Duty has
artists who are working
operators
on the
now.
project.
So the characters used to be
and
like
then it,
customized in Call of Duty.
doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. You know, as a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for art geeks out there, the sort of
Art's really good.
the father
flat-
of the
the
marathon
flat-
visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you
flash
see as
shading
the
on everything
art
is so good.
represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto runner we developed early in the process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well. and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more marathon gameplay.
Show, yes. Show more. Don't care about them talking at all. Show the inventory. People don't have backpacks. Where am I putting my loot?
Marathon is a team-based extraction
Like
shooter
that guy has a med
set
bag.
around the
Like that guy has a med
mysterious and
pack on his
cutthroat
back.
world of Tau Ceti 4.
That guy has wings.
You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones
capping
of up to
parties to
18
3.
players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats.
All this gameplay looks like it's capped at like 60 FPS or something.
The environments of Tau Ceti 4
looks weird.
are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment.
Like it doesn't look very fluid.
The map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple.
Is that a light machine gun shooting Nerf darts? What are those square? What is it? Are those batteries?
Die.
Is it shooting
and all
like
your
AA
gear
batteries?
grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death.
Ugh. What in the Roblox looking inventory was that?
Quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay. Runners with unique playstyles.
Holy aim
and
assist.
customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to
Why is
pick
powerful
and
gear a
how.
light machine gun?
Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end.
This
And if
looks
you're the last
really,
one standing, you
really
can
not
overcome
good.
the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void.
I
goes
can't go
past your
invisible.
enemies.
That's
Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends? Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack.
Claymore.
Line they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges.
This looks worse than I was expecting, to be honest.
Discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1.
This looks quite a bit worse than what I was expecting.
To unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
The guns all look really shit.
Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Like, why would you want to loot anything? They didn't explain why you want to loot anything in that.
All right.
Which is a major problem. It's a major problem every extraction shooter has that Tarkov doesn't, because Tarkov
I think for starters, again, you know, as we touched
figured it
on
out.
before the break, Bungie has such a risk.
They didn't explain what you're looting and why you're looting, and the guns all look shit. So you're not looting for better guns because they all look terrible.
What were you looking to do?
Why are you playing it?
Build on a legacy.
Because the PvP is going to be worse than like a PvP-focused game that isn't
like inspirational, easy.
That isn't an extraction game. So why would you play it?
I also love just sort of having the keys to this.
That looks bad.
This car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games.
They might show more that makes it look better, but
PS2 era.
That would mean they were purposely making that look bad on purpose.
And like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So,
yeah, and also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent.
It's a cool art style. I wish it.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
I wish they focused more on like the equipment and gear and stuff.
But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question.
It seems like they're focusing more on the characters having abilities than.
Them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most.
Like getting equipment.
Blackbird, yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains?
What game is this? It's a Bungie game.
I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, you know, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like going, if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you.
Already hating the
faster.
game.
That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because
Did it
we're
look good
awesome
to you?
mercenary cyborgs,
It looked
right?
like-
Where like the body overheats, and so
Looked like boring
this character
Destiny.
has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there.
Gunplay with
And
nothing
so
else
that's what
on
pushes
top
us
of
into,
it.
like finding implants that maybe like expand like
Just
how much,
Destiny
like,
gunplay
your
looks pretty
heat
smooth,
meter,
right? But
and also give you more agility.
There's
so you
nothing
can
more
go
than that.
Even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of.
It looks
we
very
place the mobility
Apex,
thing in there.
too.
We really want to make sure.
it seems like they're trying to make like an Apex type game more than they're trying to make like a Tarkov type game.
To be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
This is like their interpretation of like if Apex was.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, what we're
If
talking about,
Apex
kind of
had, like, an
finer
extraction
details,
game
Witz,
mode,
I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In
is
Marathon
what
build
this looks like
crafting
to me.
is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right?
Like
And
all
so
the
each
down and
runner
outs,
has,
all
they have a bunch of
the
implants
healing that
you
they
can kind of
showed, the
find
melee they
that
showed.
do kind of wild
It all-
things.
it
that,
all-
as
it's
they
all
go
very
up in rarity,
Apex.
right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be
None of it
poisoned,
looks
right,
like
as they're
Tarkov at all.
toxins. So you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and
Big
sell out
time
the
map.
I
strategy.
have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you
So one of the coolest things about Tarkov is you run up on a team, right? And they don't know you're there. You shoot one in the head, you chuck a grenade, the other two run away. The guy's dead. The first guy you shot is dead. In this game, they're down and out. They're laying on the ground still alive. That is terrible. That doesn't work.
active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on.
You see the shield crack in your HUD.
Yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah, how about you? How about you,
This
Joe Cross?
this game's gonna be ass.
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
It's like, Joe, go over there.
yeah,
Go over
exactly. I am
Look
the
really
worst.
great.
there. Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open
Yeah.
for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end,
showing any
obviously we
more
do a
of
lot of
it?
playtesting here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
This seems like
some
more
of my
battle
memorable
royale
runs are really
slop,
when,
pretending to be an extraction
I think I'm
game.
gonna be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna do a contract. I'm gonna be going here. I gotta go into this room. I gotta interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe. Like, I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like, there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like, the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like, you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
here,
okay.
They're
It's
going,
just processing
they're
power.
going,
is what it is,
yeah, the math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, I mean, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot.
loot,
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment, there's
Grenades.
consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
we have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables, we have backpacks, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
and there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was really related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where, as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you, so
How
you can
does the mission get
survive
harder?
longer. So just in general, be able to do fight all the different hostile entities in the world. Like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC, and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units. Like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market, where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end.
What's some reasons why your game sucks?
About what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep, and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it.
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space, where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game, and so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something, or consumables. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player, and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, gonna be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
It's all Tarkov creators.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, we got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time for us.
Oh, this is disappointing.
You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. Do you want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
I like that they're showing an actual. Oh, no, skipping.
You want to get going?
Yep, Medro.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Okay, there's.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you.
There is. I got a mod earlier.
It didn't look like you should have took fall damage from that.
So there are ways to reduce it.
Wasn't that?
I may have just
looked like it was just that high off the ground.
Right before you hit the ground, don't take it saves
damage. It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
Yeah, all the shields and shit look. Yeah, like when you shoot things and the shields spark off of them, it just.
Right.
There's a response in me to that I really. I don't like the sparking, like LED looking shield things that everything has in games now. So bad to me.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god,
You get an XP.
AI with a snipe up above.
What are the XPs for?
I need some ammo.
Also, that's a Starfield shotgun right there. The square shotgun. What's up with the designers? Who's teaching these designers to make square shotguns?
I hit here, I think. Player. Down one. I hit one for a kill, but I'm 1-2.
That shield, I don't like. It's like a riot shield from COD. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, and you get a skull and you actually kill a guy. There's too much on the AI, or there's too much on the heads-up display. Like the whole top of your screen's going green when you get hit like that.
Yep. That's a purple.
Like it's kind of blurry by default, right? Like it's almost like pixelated shit on your screen already. Like the art's very basic for the actual game. Like it looks like it'd be very clear to see people, but it looks like they're trying to do their best to not let you see anything. Like all the visual effects and everything. It looks like if you turned off all that shit, it would be so easy to see targets and shoot at people. But they're doing their best to make it so it's not. It's kind of annoying looking. I like that everything has a dollar number on it, so you don't have to have 12 wikis open to figure that out.
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah.
Because I remember when you first play Tarkov, you don't know what anything's worth, so...
Yeah, dropping in.
Like an attachment you find in a raid could be worth like 300,000. But you wouldn't know, because it looks like all the other attachments in the game.
They've got long shots in.
But I don't think this game's gonna be like that, where they have actual cool loot to pick up and find. It looks like it's all generic shit you just need for quests or shield upgrades, whatever that is.
Oh my god, I'm almost up. Realized.
Yeah, they got the Apex healing. This looks very Apex.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
The fuck?
Annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self-res.
Yeah, there's a sniper. Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend.
Give up.
I'm coming to you.
I love when my game has a give up button.
Don't underestimate this guy. Oh my god, that bitch! He killed two, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked one, I knocked another.
At least you can shoot the down guys.
I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone for res.
This looks like you need a team to play it. Like if you're playing this solo, I don't think you'd be doing very well with the revives and everything. Like if you're playing against people that can revive each other by yourself, ain't happening. They're gonna win just from attrition.
Very weak up there. I'm underneath.
I mean, it'll be possible, of course, but there's gonna be a lot of scenarios where you're losing stuff you could have won if they couldn't revive.
One. Got one left.
I get shots on the right side, like usually. No, if they're close.
Bro, his UI has like 300 things on it telling him he's like taking damage.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there?
Sending pulses in like 12 different lines on your screen. That
Yeah, sorry, was. Yeah,
I need to fire over his UI.
Or is that USAC?
No, you said guy right there.
They were shooting something in there.
I like to see things when I'm playing a game, an FPS game. Not the HUD elements.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So much on the screen.
They built God squads, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
So they're doing around with no weapons. But they brought a lot of meds in.
Where did I just hear that thought? Oh, I knifed one.
the hell is that gun and why is it not killing him? Like a taser?
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yep. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him. It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's just like bullet sponges all over the map.
Okay. Yay. I don't want this.
You gotta farm bullet sponges for gear.
I
Interesting.
should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved. What's the question marks again?
Why does this game look like a Roblox game?
That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
It's the art. It's like the flat art, right?
Like
I keep thinking I'm looking at someone play a Roblox game.
Flares.
Like you could make this in Roblox.
One is broken.
Maybe not the whole thing, but you could do a good amount of this in Roblox.
One got a purple shield, I knocked one.
I knocked one.
So what's the attack shooter elements they're talking about in the thing? I'm not seeing any of it.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving.
Can you
Glitch is
lean or
moving.
anything?
Behind, yeah, Glitch is behind you at the moment.
It doesn't even seem like there's an
White shield,
ammo
white shield.
type.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down.
Very good.
Very nice. I called the purple.
Like the first thing you'll do when you pick up a gun in Tarkov is check the ammo in it, right? Like if you're picking up a gun off like a AI or another player that you killed, before you're gonna use that gun, the first thing you do is you check ammo type. Because if it has shit ammo in it, you want to know that.
Shield. Who has that?
Me.
Doesn't seem like there's any of that in this game.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
Probably be more fun on Roblox. It probably would be.
Obviously, having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege.
This is looking
It's been a great time getting this set up, but of
terrible.
course, I promise I'm not saying this just because
Man,
I'm on the social media team here.
what a
but if you head over
disappointment.
to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So YouTube.com.
And that map looks
Marathon
like
the Game is
shit
where to
that they're
find us.
playing on.
Also, same with all of our other socials.
Like
as well, as
it's
I'm
so
at it.
blank and
But,
like barren.
Lars, obviously,
It
again,
looks
like we
like
talked
a
about
Call of
before
Duty
that,
like
we're
Warzone
familiar
map
with working with
or
our
an
community
Apex
closely,
map.
but
It
have we
looks
ever
so
done it
bad.
this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now.
Like it's just everything's like clear wall. All the walls are clear. All the ground's all clear. It's just some vegetation and some like robots walking around.
It's something we take
It
pride
looks so
in.
boring.
And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in.
Where
players in
is-
much earlier
where's
into
the cool
process
factor
than I
in
think
this
we ever had
game?
Before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest because that's how we learn. That's how we understand
might
what
bet
needs to
I'm
change,
out.
what needs to get better. And I think it's been really
What was
great.
your bet,
Ton of
Quibus?
fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last
This
week.
shit
You guys
looks
were in there
awful.
with some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah.
You were
Like,
sponsored
we
to
have a
watch
lot
this
of,
too, so you're gonna have
when-
people
well, there's
saying
a
it looks
combination of
good because
players
they're
who
paid to
we've
say
been
it.
engaging with for a long time, and some players who are
This
brand
shit
new.
looks
And
terrible.
It was great to see sort of
I
like
would
the
be
mix of
embarrassed
both,
if I show up to that playtest,
especially
have to
when you
play
get
that
some
and
higher
talk
level
on
skill
this
players who
video.
just
Oh
joined
my
in
god.
and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like tens and.
You just have to lie to the
Nichols in
Bungie
there.
employees because
But yeah.
they flew you out there to play it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah. So It was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them.
I was expecting much better.
It's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Jeff Keighley sucks at video games. Thank you. Yeah, we didn't all know that.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time, some of them?
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like, playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for, like, the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious.
So the people, the Tarkov creators that played it originally, and then said it was dog shit, they were right.
There was 2 crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that.
And they're getting paid for ad spots recently, so that's why they were saying it was better. I see how it is.
Like constantly moving.
That's why they switched their opinion up.
In the hallway, the person in the front dropping,
started getting paid for ad spots.
Changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this
fair.
It was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those 2 crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was.
Are they going to show more? I want to see the inventory and like the quests and stuff.
Again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril, but can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats?
Look like they have some damage sponge AI encounters.
There's UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things, so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players. And in the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they're invisible. A bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot. And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right, it's like it may be over for you. But that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
You can't ignore them either. Once
No.
they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
Why would there be a meme comp? There's only 3 characters in the game.
Blackbird, they may have very different builds. And
How would there be a meme
they're
comp?
gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner. So we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So you know, again, obviously it's been so much fun.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
The experiences you've had, you've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. You know, again with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all the different threats that exist there. The dying, you know, when our trail says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game.
7 characters. How do you make a meme comp out of 7 different characters?
Back up and trying to do something new.
And you can only have 3 people on a team.
I'm curious.
This game, people are probably gonna play this. I don't think it's gonna be dead because I think Destiny players are going to like it.
And now Marathon, it's always amazing.
But you know they're Destiny players, so I don't think their opinion's very valid.
But
But
for 6 years or something like that,
I think that's probably their target audience, to be honest, because it's maybe Apex players.
Into the world, you know, sort of beyond the game.
Yeah, it looks very console.
And, you know, sort of the culture.
Way too
creates.
console.
Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what
Way more than I thought it would be.
What the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now.
Not having gear and ammo types and stuff like that is really disappointing.
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this
Like the fact that it's not gear based and it's like shield based too is really bad.
We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world.
Like, why wouldn't you want to have cool gear in your game instead? Like, especially in a fictional game like this, where you can make whatever kind of cool ass gear you wanted to make, right?
I'm curious to see
Why wouldn't you want to do that instead of like having shields?
I have theories.
Shields are so lame.
Chat, Discord.
If you had like actually like cool like helmet designs and cool body armor designs,
just about the conclusion.
like why wouldn't you want that?
So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today.
Like think of how iconic the Alton helmet is from PUBG. Imagine they had like their own version of that.
Sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves.
Like you know how scary it is when you aim down a hallway in Tarkov, and through your scope you see the guy has a wrist T helmet on. Like that isn't going to happen in Marathon because they have shields. They don't have. You can't visually tell what kind of armor a guy has on by looking at him because it's like a Apex thing.
Let's give you a hand too. You know, you've been doing an amazing job.
So bad, so bad. It's really bad design.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars.
And they made that design concession because they want to have these characters in their hero shooter.
Thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, thanks to your contributions.
Awful. Awful, 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 awful. I will not be trying that. Kill me. Or Battle Royale slop. They said it was going to be an extraction shooter. They lied. Anyway, well, that was annoying. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. I complained a lot. Sorry about that. If you're looking for a positive take, I'm sure someone got paid to watch this and they were probably faking being positive about this. So you can go check out one of their VODs, I imagine. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, sir. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace, peace.